Good morning, welcome back. My name's Kirsten. I buy and sell vintage antiques, collectibles, secondhand, anything that I think I can sell to make a bit of profit to keep us working from home in this lifestyle. I was going to say, so that we can have a quiet, slow life, but we don't really have a quiet, slow life at all. It's the weekend and I've been working all weekend so far, and Darren's been doing a lot as well. He's out there at the moment trying to pick up acorns and conkers. The storm Amy has been rocking the trees, knocking all the conkers and the acorns off, so we don't particularly want the dogs eating them, so he's trying to get them up with the mower at the moment, but we'll see how that goes. Look at the aubergine plants, they're still looking amazing. That's like a revelation to me this year, aubergines being such beautiful plants, and they make food, amazing. So let's get in my office and see what needs doing. I've got orders to pack. Hello, Edward, didn't you want to be outside? He said, I saw that, it's a bit cold, Mum. Come on, out there. I'm going to pack orders today because tomorrow we've got an auction viewing and we're going to pop to the antique centre at Louth. And so I want to get parcels done so that I've only got ones that come in overnight or later on this afternoon to do tomorrow morning. And I want to do some listing. Yesterday I did a lot of work. Hang on, I'm going to put you on the tripod because my arm is starting to hurt. That's better. Get my glasses on, I'm not squinting so much. Yeah, so I have been working on all the Christmas stock that we brought back down from the loft for putting on my website. It's not all visible yet, there's only the bits that I showed you in my last video, but there is a lot more ready to roll, but I've still got more to do. So I'm sort of trying to get that through it so that it's organised and isn't just one heap of stuff that needs sorting. If I know it's kind of been processed, I can put it in boxes to one side and clears my head a little bit. Because I've got stuff everywhere. Nice stuff, don't get me wrong, but stuff everywhere. So yesterday I did a lot of work on that. I tried to do a bit of craftiness. My head's just not in it. Everything that I try to do just isn't turning out how I want it to, and then I get frustrated. So I've had to call a halt on that. Yeah, so today, shall I show you what's going out, what I'm posting? So there's not too much because I did pack orders yesterday morning. Everything that had come through sort of by 10 o'clock yesterday morning I'd already packed, so and that's been sent off. So we've got this little print, I think it's from Boston in Lincolnshire, placemats. These Ainsley ones I wouldn't pick up again because they're, yeah, not so great, but I sold some Pimpernel ones. I'll show you a picture of those because I don't really want to take them out of the bubble wrap to show you. A basket, lovely basket, that's going out. One of these breast planters, a wooden candlestick, a little papier-mâché box. This was on the website, but I've sold it on Vinted, I think. A Portugal travel guide, a couple of pairs of trainers, and an army top. So that is it. So it's not too much. So this is the state of my office at the moment. These boxes here are more Christmas stock for me to sort through. That is some of the stock which I don't think is listed, so I need to sort through that. That's all unlisted stock. This is a box that I've started for stock for Louth, but it's not got much in it. Same for Burgh. As I'm getting things ready, they're going in there. And then this is all unlisted stock here. And then these boxes are the Christmas stuff that I have listed but is in drafts on my website. And then these are all things that are on my website already. Not those few bits, but all over here, pictures and prints and all that. And then on the kitchen table, this is all stuff ready to go to Louth tomorrow. I just need to get priced up a few bits. These baskets need pricing up, as does this bird cage thing and the old signs. Can you remember these from when I had the shop? I used to sell hundreds of them, but there's just a few left over from the shop, so I need to get those priced up so we can take those tomorrow. All the parcels are done. We had another order come through for some cutlery, so I've packed that as well. And then I'm just pricing up these signs to go to my booth at Louth. If you want to visit either of my spaces in antique centres, there is the address and everything down in the description box. I went to Burgh the other day and I took some photos, and I don't think I took any video, but I'll put some photos in of my stock at Burgh. But it changes all the time, depends what sells and things like that. News on the doctor's front, looks like it's opening again on Monday, but they've got a lot of catching up to do, so I'm not going to try and ring up next week to get an appointment, but at least there's you know, light at the end of the tunnel, because it did seem like it was just like, oh, it's gone. It was just weird how it just happened so suddenly and nobody knew what was going on. You'd think there'd be rumblings, maybe if you're in the know how there were rumblings, but I didn't know anything about it. It's a shame that the doctor that I really like though has left, so I'll have to get to know somebody else, won't I? Mind you, when we were down in Devon, I never saw the same doctor twice, so it may well be the same here. Right, I'm writing up these labels and I'll get back to you. Last video comments, somebody said that they enjoy my videos and that they're hoping to start reselling soon, and it made me think about what advice I'd give to new resellers, or what I do, what knowledge I've gained from doing reselling for the amount of time that I have. So I thought I'd talk about that. I've made myself some little pointers to remind myself, because you know what my brain's like, it goes off on a tangent. So the first thing that I would say is do what you enjoy. Don't be swayed by watching YouTube videos and thinking, oh, I can buy and sell that. Because if you don't enjoy it, there's really no point. You might as well go out and do a 9-to-5 job for somebody else. To me, clothes, computer games, toys don't really bring me a lot of joy unless they're vintage toys. Yeah, it just does nothing for me, and so I've tried them, don't get me wrong, and there's nothing wrong with trying things to see if you want to go in that direction. Just don't put it all into that, if you see what I mean. Just tread lightly to start with before you put everything into something. Yeah, so really think about what you enjoy doing and what you enjoy selling, and it will bring you a lot more joy that way. I'd also say listen to other people. Like, YouTube's a great resource, as is Instagram and TikTok, or whatever it is you listen to. It's a great resource, but always take it with a little pinch of salt, because sensationalism gets views and big numbers get views, and talking confidently gets views. So just because somebody's talking confidently, don't always think that they know the best about everything. You can get ideas from people, but then do your own research. So I would say somebody says on a video, I've bought this item, it cost this much and I've sold it for this. Then you can go off and do your research. eBay, you can go on sold listings and see what things have sold for. And it gives you an idea of what you could afford to buy it for, to sell it, to make a profit. Bear in mind that people pay promoted fees. A lot of people offer free postage. There's lots of costs that you've got to factor in. So the big numbers can sound great, but it's just take it with a pinch of salt and do your own research, and you'll find, try things. As long as you've bought them cheap enough, you can try things and see what sells and what doesn't. And also, what sells for one person does not sell for another. So I remember watching Nick Hills buying blank cassette tapes all the time. He could buy them, sell them, buy them, sell them, buy them, sell them. Me, I had a set of blank cassette tapes, sealed, pack of 5, 6, could not sell them for toffee, had them for about a year and a half before I got sick of seeing them. So it just shows you that sometimes it's just not in your lane, maybe. And finding a lane is quite useful because then you can niche down and concentrate on that, and it works. Yeah, read between the lines when people are giving out advice. And be prepared to change direction. So if you, I don't know, start selling clothes and then find the odd bit of bric-a-brac, and then the bric-a-brac goes better than the clothes, go down that direction. As long as you enjoy it, crack on. And it doesn't have to be glamorous. It can be anything. If selling Marks and Spencer's bras works for you, do it. Do it. I mean, we've been in business for a very long time. We've been self-employed what seems for forever. We had shops, so it was slightly different. We did do online at various different times, and we were always open for changing direction. Things happen and things change. We had a shop and a big supermarket was built right behind us, which completely wrecked the business that it was. And we had to change direction, and that's what you do. And you keep going and you find a new way. And so one of the important things is to have a bit of a thick skin and be prepared when things don't always go right. Look at the ways around it. Be prepared to change. So a lot of resellers who've been doing it online for a long time will say that eBay is nowhere near what it used to be. That might be the case. I haven't sold on eBay consistently for long enough to know. But there's the new platforms, Vinted, Depop, whatnot, whatever. Just, be prepared for change. Facebook Marketplace, or if it means setting up a stall at a car boot and reselling that way. It's an option, isn't it? Don't waste too much money. And what I mean by that is just cut corners wherever you can on money. So for instance, packaging. You don't have to have the most pretty packaging. You can recycle packaging. So go to shops and ask for boxes. If every parcel that you send is costing you 50p a box, that's a lot of costs involved in a business, and you've got to keep costs down wherever you can, because all those 50p's are more money that you've got to earn. So, don't go on Vistaprint and order some pre-made thank you cards that are going to cost you, a few quid. Just print some off on your computer, or don't do any, or just do a handwritten note or whatever. Not everything has to be insta perfect when you're in the reselling world. But if you want to do that, and if that brings you joy, then go ahead and do it. But you just have to think about all your costs all the time, because it's how a lot of businesses fail, when they're not aware of all their costs. So you've got to think about everything. Likewise, if you're thinking, oh yeah, well, I'll rent a space, you know, an office space or a storage space, you've really got to think about, is that going to pay off? You know, is the difference between what you can store in your garage or your shed going to make enough to make the difference for paying for a storage unit or an office or whatever? And there's lots of factors to come into that. It's not just all financial, it's about headspace and enjoying it and all of that, I understand. But at the end of the day, you've still got to make money. And what you need to make and what I need to make and what Joe Bloggs needs to make down the road is completely different. We've all got different costs and different expectations. Darren and I are in a very lucky position. We don't have a mortgage anymore, but we also have a very simple life. We don't spend money on holidays or clothes. We don't go out for meals very often. We don't buy coffees when we're out. We don't have subscriptions to lots of things. You know, keeping all of our personal costs down means that we don't have to go out and do a 9-to-5 job. So it's your choice, really. And if you are thinking about it being your full-time income, then you have to be prepared to put the hours in. It's not a part-time job if you want a full-time income. It is random and it's all day and it's every day, but if you enjoy it, that's fine. That's what I do. I enjoy it. I work 7 days a week, but I enjoy it. But the flexibility means that when I'm not feeling great, I can go and lie on the sofa. When the family are down, I can go, actually, I'll do that tomorrow or the next day or whatever. I've got that flexibility. But I enjoy it. So it generally means that I work 7 days a week in some capacity. I would say there's an importance to have multiple income streams, so you're not relying completely on one platform. For instance, for us, eBay is a major part of our business, but every now and again they just seem to switch it off. And although steadily we'll have 8, 10, maybe 15 orders a day, and then suddenly it will just go down to 1 or 0 for 2 or 3 days, and that can be quite hang on, the phone's ringing. Well, that was off-putting, wasn't it? I never answer the phone unless it's a number that I recognise. I don't know where I was. I hope that's helpful, what I've said. If you're thinking of doing like what I do, vintage, antiques, collectibles, that kind of thing, then there's other factors that, you know, to take in. How you buy your stock. Do you buy it from car boot sales or charity shops, or go to auctions? Also, how do you sell it? You can sell at antique centres, which again has all different layers of differences. Like every antique centre has a different policy. So some will charge you a rent and then take a percentage of your sales. Some will only charge you a rent. Some will Some will charge you a rent, but charge you a percentage on any sales that are sold through credit card. Some will charge you a rent, but will expect you to work a few hours in the shop. So there's all different things. So you need to bear that in mind when you're looking at selling in an antique centre. But like I've said before, if you're going to sell in an antique centre, I would really just go there quite a lot of times to get to know what the footfall's like, look around you, see what other people, you know, if there's plenty of people in there at different times of day, are they selling stuff? If there's other traders in there, have a word, see what they say. Yeah, see what you think of it and how they do it. Sometimes you can rent just a shelf. Sometimes you can rent a shelf unit. Sometimes you can rent a glass cabinet. Sometimes you can rent a space. Everyone is different. So you need to, again, do your research on that. And then there's things like vintage fairs and flea markets and stuff that you can sell at. I haven't done a lot of that, if I'm honest, because I had the shop. I didn't want to be then doing that on top. The only one that I really did was a big one in Exeter at the West Point Centre, which was a big Christmas one of these huge big fairs. And although I did make a profit, the amount of hours and time that I put into it just didn't make it worthwhile really. But I would quite like to find a little vintage fair thing, maybe indoors, something little and quaint. Tell you what I'd like. Down in Ottery, they used to do a community market once a month in the like village hall type thing. And so it was all like, not vintage sellers, but all just local sellers. And it was just once a month. And I thought something like that around here would be nice, just to do it once a month for a few hours indoors. So we'll see if I can find anywhere like that. And then of course there's renting a shop, but that is a lot. And personally, I would say that's a big commitment, and something that you should think about way down the line. Right, I think my lunch is ready, so I'm going to go and eat, and then I'll find some stuff to show you. I've just walked back in my office and I forgot I'd put a wax melt on this morning. So it's cocoa and sandalwood, which is one of my absolute favourites. Yeah, I walked back in after lunch and it's like, oh, blasted with a lovely, delicious smell. It's got that sort of warm, rich smell, cocoa and sandalwood. I love it. These were on my desk. My brother-in-law, he's got a business. He gets artists to design cards, has them made up, and he supplies them to small retailers like post offices, corner shops, garden centres, that kind of thing. But he also has a website, so if you're interested. But these are just 3 new designs. I don't even know if these have made the website yet, but there's a couple of like Christmassy ones. So greetings from Lincolnshire ones. Aren't they lovely? But he's got all sorts on his website. And then there's that one of a VW camper. So I just thought I'd show you those while they're there on my desk. I'll put a link to his website underneath if you're interested. Right, I'm going to pick out some things to offer you and then I will get back to you. Right, so I've got a little random selection. I'm avoiding Christmas today, back on Christmas next video. Oh, I had one of these in a week or so ago and it sold straight away, and then I realised I'd got another one. So there's one of these wax melt things if you wanted one to use with the wax melts. So yeah, that I'll put on again. I have got some bits of studio pottery, but I've also got some bits that I wouldn't normally choose to put on my website. I just thought I'd try different things, because sometimes you get stuck in a rut and you have to just put some feelers out and see how it goes down. So a couple of bits of Denby. See if anybody is interested in Denby. I've got this gorgeous blue cup and saucer. I don't know what this range is called. It's very similar to like the midnight blue, but that's got white in the middle, so I'm not quite sure what this one is called, but it's a really lovely stoneware coffee cup and saucer. So that's the first thing. Can't go wrong with a bit of blue Denby. So there's that one. Again, out of my sort of, not comfort zone, but not something I would put on my website usually. I thought I would try. A bit of Old Country Roses. Yeah, Royal Albert, Old Country Roses, bone china, 1962, I think that says underneath. Little bud vase. So classic bit of china. Can't go wrong with that really. Don't know why I wouldn't normally put that on, but hey ho. This one is a lovely cream milk jug, a bit big for cream. This is a modern thing, but it is very nice. Classic blue and white, like flower outline design. Just says hand decoration only, hand wash. So that's that. Oh, and then a bit more Denby, different pattern this time. So this is the green wheat. I always used to call it wheat sheaf and get it mixed up, but this is the green wheat. Turn that around that way. It's a little cruet set, salt, pepper, and whatever you want to put in there. Mustard or mint sauce, I guess. Just making sure. Yeah, there are stoppers. There's the tray. There are the stoppers. And that's the little one with the lid like that. So there's that. I have got more Denby, so if you're interested, I could put more Denby on my website, but I'm just putting feelers out there to see. And if there's a particular pattern of Denby that you collect and you want me to look out for, let me know. A couple of candlesticks. This time they're sort of silver tone, sort of a brushed silver tone one with this nice spiral twisted stick. They have been used, so they've got slight bits of wax residue, but very nice. Look lovely on for a special event, a special occasion. Studio pottery. I really like this. It's so simple. It's like a bottle. And then it's got this, so it's stoneware at the bottom with a slight sort of wash of brown here. But then this greeny brown glaze has all been dripped over the top. Make a really nice bud vase, that. It does have a maker's mark, but I don't think I'm going to be able to decipher that at all just there. But I really like that. It's got a very rustic farmhouse sort of, yeah, just homey feel, hasn't it? Don't know if this is studio pottery or mass produced. I don't know, but it's still very nice. So we've got a chamber stick like that, but this can go over the top and then all the light will diffuse out of this sort of flower pattern that's there. Isn't that lovely? In that really lovely blue, sort of a cobalt blue colour. Really, really nice two-piece thing there. So there's that one. Put that on carefully. I have one of these. I used to sell in the shop quite a lot of fair trade items from Indonesia. And this looks very much like one of those. So that's what I'm thinking it is. It's a fair trade made bird on a little bit of wood. I think this is wood and then it's painted, but the feet, I'm not sure what the feet are made out. Maybe plastic, I'm not sure. But isn't that lovely? Like an owl. So that's that. And then finally, I've got this. It's just a bit different. It's a box. It's tin. But look at the pattern on the top. It's got a bit of, do you think Clarice Cliffy look about it? Little drawers. So you could keep your pens in there or pieces of paper, stickers, I don't know. I suppose you could use it for jewellery. And then the sides are like that. Isn't it lovely? So it is metal painted, but it's got that wood effect about it. It almost looks like marquetry, doesn't it? I would say sort of Art Deco-y look. Happy to be corrected if I'm wrong. Yeah, a few different things today, I think. I showed you in this garage the other day, didn't I? It's where we keep some of our overflow of stock and the pile of boxes. We're lucky to have this space, I know. What was I going to show you? Oh yes, this was it. So I put a few games on my website just to see if you're interested. Some old classics. I've got Connect 4, Downfall, Stay Alive, Cluedo, a couple of puzzles. Now which one was it that I put on? It was this Heroes one, which is two, like, I think they're Spitfires. There's two like 500 piece ones, and then this Schmidt 2000 piece puzzle. So those are both on the website. Masterminds on there, Yahtzee. And then there was, oh yeah, look, I was going to show you this. Look at Darren's organisation, isn't he good? Oh, can't get my arms in there. Spirograph. Now this isn't a complete set, but who remembers this? You got most of the bits in there that you need, so I just put that on. It's quite cheap on my website. Got a little instruction-y thing with all the different wheels. Just the pens missing there and one of the really small wheels, but so there's that. And then that's insulting. That's a new sealed game. It's basically you have to insult the people that you're playing the card game against. Sounds like fun. And then there's dominoes. I think that's it. The light's not great here, is it? If I go like that, you can see me. If I go like that, I slowly disappear. But I wanted to say thank you to Heather, Jill, Valerie and Carmel for ordering on my website. Really do appreciate it. Every little bit helps, as they say. I'm going to get these bits listed on my website, and then I think I'm going to finish for today. I've been watching on iPlayer Keeping Faith. Have you watched it? What do you think of it? Don't give me any spoilers. Don't be doing that. But if you know anything else that's on iPlayer, let me know that's worth watching. The other sort of catch-up ones, I don't like watching all the adverts. I get frustrated. So if you know anything else that's on iPlayer, let me know if there's anything good. Right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will be, what are we doing this week? So we've got an auction viewing on Monday. We're going to the Antique Centre at Louth to top up the stuff there at the same time because the auction's in Louth. And then we'll be doing the auction online on Tuesday and Wednesday. Normal listing and whatever's. And then Thursday I think we'll go and pick up if we've got anything, if we've managed to win any of the lots. And then I'll need to pop to Burgh at some point as well, which reminds me I need to get some stock ready. That's another job I need to do. And in between I'll be listing. So you know where I'll be. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon.